about the spiritual implications, but I'm also seeing that there's actually a military operation, for a lack of a better term, a military operation of dark forces which are very legitimately evil, which have a tremendous amount of power that to harm we humans. On the other hand, there are those other world entities who are here to protect the project of human evolution, to protect us, and there very well might be, as David said, levels. But up till now, the level that I've been concerned with is that level that sees a military operation going on here.
Well, I think, Jordan, when you're looking at a massive insider like George Lucas, when he produces like the Star Wars movies, that's the level you're talking about. That sort of stuff is going on. That's not taking place in a galaxy far, far away. That's much closer to home, and that's the level you're talking about. And I agree with you. What I'm saying is that's a level of this energetic level playing out down the levels right down to the human. And I tell you the way I see it anyway. What I'm saying in my new book is that the black holes, like the one in the center of this galaxy, are vibrating the base vibrational state of this reality. But it's not stable in the sense that it doesn't just stay forever vibrating in the same way. It goes through a cycle. And so it goes through this vibrational cycle, and eventually it comes back to the start. And in the play-out holographic world, it kind of seems to take the form, because of the way we decode it, as what I call a time loop. It's what the Asian and the Indian people call yugas, the different yugas. And as the black holes vibrate this base vibrational construct, this base vibrational foundation, it triggers information from the suns to be transmitted in the form of photons, photon energy, which is information. And the energy going through the acupuncture lines, the meridians, is photon energy as we decode that information. The Earth's energy grid has photon energy going through the grid as the Earth decodes that information. And as this vibration changes, and whoever created this virtual reality universe, in other words, this massively advanced computer game, they created this vibrational cycle. And as it goes through its cycle, the information coming from the suns in the photon energy changes. And so we're decoding this change. So we go through periods of what the ancients called the Golden Age, when there's massive expansion of awareness and connection and harmony and all the rest of it. And then there are other periods where the energy and the information is much more suppressed and limited, and these different cycles go on until it comes back from the start and the whole thing starts again. So consciousness, because at the end of the day, for me, I can only speak for me. When we are at the realm of consciousness, pure consciousness, we see this whole game completely different. I mean, we're seeing it through the lens of what we call the physical body, and then we're seeing it a certain way, and it focuses our attention in the five-sense world, which is why we look out of our eyes, or think we do, and see this world, and it's our base, main, prime sense of reality. But before we choose to come into it, not that it's necessarily in, but let's get too detailed here, before we choose to come in, that level of choice is made by consciousness in awareness of itself, disembodied awareness. When we come into this reality, we are trying to perceive why we're here and why we would choose to be here. If people believe that that's what we do, I certainly do. We're trying to understand the choice through the limited lens of the body, a choice made when we were in a state of consciousness. It's like the oracle in the Matrix, where she says, you've not come here to make the choice. You've already made the choice. What you've come here to do is understand why you made the choice. And so you'll say to people, well, you know, there's not someone on another level with an AK-47 saying, get in that body or I shoot. You chose to be here. So if you chose to be here, why did we choose to be here? And sometimes we choose to come in certain parts of this changing epoch for really big challenges, which in an embodied sense, for want of a term, we'd go, I chose to do this, you must be having a laugh. Mm-hmm. And I feel that what this epoch change is that I'm talking about is this vibration is now moving from one period of this time loop into another period of this time loop. And through this period of suppression of what we would call darkness and limitation and control, a certain consciousness, because the base state was so applicable and supportive of it, has been dominant. But now as this, we go into this another epoch of a greater expansion, the vibrational foundation of this reality is no longer, increasingly by the hour and by the day, supportive of that awareness, consciousness in all its forms, whether it's alien in spaceships or whether it's pure consciousness or whether it's humans manipulating humans. It's no longer supportive of that awareness. And as we move further and further through the cusp, where there's a changeover and both are active like we are now, into where the new epoch energy will be the dominant one, as that has been up to this point, then that which has been manipulating here will not be able to manipulate there, because the energetic environment will not be in any way conducive to it. What we've got now, and this comes back to your point about this kind of military war going on the kind of Star Wars level of it, and I absolutely agree with you, is that because we're in the changeover, this stuff is now, we're getting both, and the tussle is on. Because up to this point, what you would call the dark forces, the manipulative, controlling forces, they've been playing at home. They've been the dominant force. Now it ain't happening anymore. There's something else is coming in. So we've got this war going on. And it's not that this level of the benevolent alien has suddenly manifested and appeared for the first time. It's been in existence all the way through this, but it's not been in a conducive energetic environment to impose itself on this reality. Now increasingly it is, and so we're now seeing the two and the tussle. But the tussle's a done deal because the energetic environment is no longer conducive to this, so something different must change. And that's why what we call the future, which is not really the future, it's just the changing energetic environment, is one that is going to be very different to this one. And yes, there is a tussle going on, and yes, there is a battle going on, but the outcome's a done deal.
Well, like
in my view, anyway.
What we were talking about this morning, we both agree that people have seen reptile aliens, and they are very evil and very real.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm talking about. Because if there are reptile aliens here, which I totally believe, because I've heard way too many stories over all the last 40 years, I've heard major stories about this. So I'm totally convinced that there are reptile aliens here.
Well, I couldn't agree more.
And so that being the case, though, they are real, legitimate, evil presence on the earth with us.
Yep.
Now, that implies that there must be also some very legitimate and real other entities here who are held here for our good, or to protect us, or to help us. And that's what I'm talking about when I say that there's a military operation going on the earth. These reptile aliens are legitimate. They're real.
But I can only say what I feel, Jordan. Their energetic preeminence through this period is now having the rug pulled from under them, because we're going into a new energetic epoch, and these are very low vibrational entities. You know, they're very clever, but they have no wisdom. They have no wisdom, otherwise they wouldn't do what they do. But they're very, very clever, and cleverness without wisdom is the most destructive force you can come across, which is why they're very, very destructive. So they have been clever, and they've used technology and stuff. You know, you can get very advanced technology in these intellectual states. But the intellectual state is a very low level of awareness, and as we're moving into this new energetic epoch, their ability to dominate as they have, that rug is being pulled from under them. But like I say, in this changeover, that tussle you're talking about between those reptilian entities and those which are seeking to remove their control of humanity all this time, they are together in what we call a battle. But what I'm saying is the outcome's a done deal.
That I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you will agree that there is, in point of fact, some kind of a war going on.
Completely. I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. What I'm saying is that war, battle, is an expression of the consciousness epoch that is manifests itself as these control freaks, reptilian entities, and the consciousness change that's coming, this epoch energetic change that's coming, that it manifests as those that do not want to control.
Yeah.
And at the moment, because we're on the cusp, we've got this battle.